And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, August 7th, 2021. Season 15, episode 26. 650, by the way. This is
milestone.
On the overall, we're at 650. Closer and closer to that 1,000.
What are we doing for 1,000?
What do we do, huh?
What are we doing for 1,000?
What are we doing for 1,000?
Right.
Well, currently, probably 2 to 3 more years of the show, for one. Maybe longer, just to get to 1,000. So I have no idea. We're not worried about it until we get maybe a year out. Then I'll think about it.
Okay, so it's like any other plans we make. We're just going to make it up spur of the moment as we go along, right?
It's 650. We have 350 more episodes to do.
Yeah, plan ahead.
And this is episode 26, and it's already August. So you can kind of figure out the math of how long it's going to take to get to 1,000. But I will say, what year was it that we did our 500th? Do you remember that?
It was 2 years?
I can't remember. I still remember the picture, though. I've got the picture where we were all in our little, going to our prom.
Yeah.
So
suits and ties and the whole deal.
Yeah. Where we all did the dress up and everything else. So, yeah. Anyway, it is episode 26, 650. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
I'm Wendy.
I'm Wendy. Welcome back, RJ.
Thank you.
If you would like to get in touch with us and welcome RJ back, you can. Our phone number is 334-272-9228. But why use the phone when we've got Discord? Join us over on Discord. Then you don't have to call in. You just have to join in the channel, and then you can talk, be it through your phone or through your PC, whatever. It's an app. Download the Discord app. You can search for In-Game Chat, and you can join our Discord and pop in the channel there, and you can talk with us live on the air. That's how it works. If you need a link to our Discord, it is on our Twitter account. It is over on our website. If you go to ingamechat.net, scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll find it there. Join us on Twitter, of course. Facebook, you can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. We're streaming right now on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv. Look for In-Game Chat. You can watch us. And you can also chat in the with other listeners in the chat room there as well. So please join us. And let's talk some video games. But up first, that is out of the way so I can sync everything. I missed that one time not too long ago. Forgot to do the whole thing, and I had to time it all out. Or not really time it, but just had to figure out how to sync the mouth with the words being spoken. It was tough. That's why that makes it easier.
Kind of a tedious thing that night.
Yeah, and why I do it. Yeah, everybody listening to the radio just hears a noise, and it's like that is a it's a clapboard, a slate board. It's whatever they use in film, TV, stuff like that. And basically, all it does is it lets me look at an audio, a visual representation of the audio, and I can see where that spike is, and I match that up to where the video is, and then I know that my audio is synced up with that. Because for some reason, I do not know why, it gets off sync. I have no idea why, but it gets off sync.
I think you said it gradually gets worse as the stream goes on.
It gradually gets worse. Not to the point that you're going to hear us talking real slow or something like that. It's just that the video and the audio will not sync up.
Yeah, it looks like Kung Fu Theater back in the day.
It did it for the longest time. It was not a thing. And then it started to be a thing, and I don't remember why. It's been a thing ever since now. And it has nothing to do with that computer, because it was doing it on my old machine whenever I was bringing that in. So I'm not exactly sure.
Same program and everything used too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could be the length of the video, the fact that we are 2 hours on this thing. Like, if we were 30 minutes, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But it could be the length.
Hence the reason it probably gets worse as the link goes on then.
Yeah, I think so. Tharsi says, see, I didn't know that. Even since they used to do this in old movies. And
Yeah, clapboard,
exactly. Yeah, you used to see this thing. You think it was just a whatever. And really, this is, I don't know, you bought this, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it from Amazon.
Yeah, you bought it off Amazon.
Yeah. $8 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that tells you, it's, now I wrote over these, but there are different things here that are supposed to line up. And, this is what somebody would use in editing. They would find this as they're looking through the video and know that, okay, here's all my information. Then they would put that to the side. I'll pick that up when it needs to be seen, whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Helps in editing a lot.
It has a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's Super Game Sniper. That helps editors so much. Yeah, exactly. That's really all it does. It just helps editors.
I agree with Thar. I agree with Thar.
That you thought it was just to grab everyone's attention before the start?
Like, hey, pay attention.
When you hear the snap, get ready.
Well, see, if you don't have one of those, somebody will pop out and say, they'll go over the scene stuff, and then they'll just do that. Because you can do it with just your hands. You can do that, too. And I think we did that for the longest time.
Literally clapped.
I know. And then it was just...
And then I got,
that, yeah.
And then I said, you know what? Let me just get a little $8 clapboard that we can write on with that information.
Look a little professional, didn't it? You know, or at least I don't know, something. Where we weren't just, hey, clap, clap. So yeah, if you want to join in on this fun, why wouldn't you?
It is fun.
Please stop by, say hello, join us in the chat room if you would like to do that in Discord. May want to. You can see the Discord channel from there, right?
Yeah.
Behind you on the screen and stuff? Okay.
Just pull this thing back. Right?
If anybody jumps in the room there, let me know, because I won't hear it. But just if you see somebody in there, let me know.
Okay.
There's Matt. He could jump in there if he wanted to. I don't know what he's doing. He may be on his phone or something. So, Anyway, welcome to the show. Super Game Sniper asks, what games have you been playing as of late? Might as well throw it out there. Sure. Okay. Let's start with RJ, who was gone for last week. And did you get any gaming in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, on the day we went to Atlanta, we stopped at Round 1 Entertainment Centers, and we played a bunch of Maximum Tune 5 driving game out there. We played that a lot. Some Beat.
Is it one of those where they have the car sections, kind of like you had all the the old San Francisco Rush, where all the driver seat stuff?
Yeah, it was a 4-player setup. Four setups side by side, like the old
Daytona USA setup they used to have, or cruising.
I think Disney's was the best one for Daytona. I think it had 8 of them side by side. That was a real good time. But yeah, it was a four car setup, and we had a good time playing that. Played a little bit of Beat Mania 2DX. I think version 26 is out there at Round 1, so we played that a lot. I looked at DDR. I wasn't going to play DDR. It's been too long since I played DDR. I'd be probably wore out after the first song, but I did watch the folks play that. Little redemption games and things like that. We played a bunch of. Game-wise, I started playing Pac-Man Championship Edition 2DX again. Trying to earn some more stars to get to the big challenge sections.
I was looking through. I can't remember what day it was. I was sitting in the PC, and I was looking through my Steam stuff, and I was looking for something that might be quick to install, relaxing to play.
Yeah, turn your brain off and play.
Right, and I came across that, and I said, "That is not what I'm." That is not. It was tempting, but that is not it.
Not the turn your brain off and play part?
No. It would have been too. I would have been. It would have hyped me up because you're trying to get that score beat. Beat the high score.
Yeah, the competitive high. Yeah, because you were like that with the pinball back in the day. They had every week they had a contest every week. Who had the high score would win. Yeah, and it's still the same way with Pac-Man. You still try to get those scores every time you load. You load up after about 2-3 weeks. Someone's beat your score by a significant margin, so you got to go practice that board again. Until you get it
I was looking. Something like an Edith Finch, which is just basically kind of a walk-through simulator thing of looking at stuff, and or something very simplistic, or just didn't require a lot of me, and also wouldn't kind of up the blood pressure and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Get tense. I wasn't looking for anything like that. Just something real chill. I don't think I ever came across anything. But I saw that and I thought about it, and I was like, no, that's not the type you're looking for, man. But it was tempting again to kind of jump back in there.
Yeah,
I didn't, but yeah.
You did, yeah. We played some Virtua Fighter 5 again. Had a little bit this morning as well. I finally got an online match, so I enjoyed my time with that. Dark Souls 3, I still have unfinished business in that game. I've still got two of the characters that I haven't maxed out completely, so I started giving some time with one of the characters in that game. And also played some Street Fighter 5, played a little bit of that. Also along with some Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. I spent some time with that as well. Most recently, the thing I've played was I started playing Chicken Police.
That's right. You said you were gonna, and you did it.
Playing Chicken Police. And the format is basically point and click, film noir type thing. But the first interview that I had pretty much showed me the format of what I was going to be getting into. Basically, what's going to happen is these interrogations that you do, you have to ask the right question at the right time, basically. I'll give you an example. The first part of the whole story was talking with the main character, Sonny. Sonny's he's like 100-something days from retirement. He's counting the days, literally counting the days until he gets to retire. So he goes to his office on the shady side of town. He distinctly says that the door was locked before he left. So he gets there and the door is open and there's a client in there waiting for him. So that's the first thing you realize, okay, the door was locked. How'd you even get here? Things like that. So she has issues. She wants to talk to you about it. And so you begin starting an interrogation. But the character prompts you, says, I got to know when to go soft and when to go firm with my questioning. Because you have this level of investigative ability on your bar. It's like a 50 out of 100 points. You got like 50 at the start. And some questions you ask will make it either drop or expand. Now, if you ask questions that have nothing to do with the whole situation, you're going to lose a lot of investigative points. Like I asked one question that had nothing to do with it. I picked the wrong question, and this thing dropped 40 points. So I was off to a bad start already. I wasn't going to get all the information I needed to get out of this thing properly. And you can have
when you go.
This
hard,
is Matt, by the way.
Oh, Matt.
He's on Discord.
Oh, it's Matt. When you go hard, is it like Cole Phelps and L.A. Noire? Is it like that level of like just pure craziness, or?
But you do have different tones of speak. I mean, you can see the question before you ask it. You have a prompt of questions on the side.
But they ask that specific question.
They ask that question
because you know how it works in a lot of choose your dialogue thing. They give you a line of dialogue.
Yeah.
They don't say necessarily what's written in that line of dialogue.
It's going to be something similar to that. But if it's like if you see a lot of exclamation points on the end of it, you know it's going to be a hard firm question like that. Or if it's blunt, really blunt and things like that, it'll do that as well. So, like, you're trying to figure out basically what is she doing there? How'd you get in? What are you doing there? And why specifically are you coming after me? I'm like close to retirement. I'm trying to get out of this thing. I'm trying to get away from this label of the world famous chicken police. I'm trying to get out of that thing.
The world famous chicken.
So yeah. So you start asking things about her, and one of the things that she was like, where was she from? Right, you notice that she was real reluctant to go into detail about where she was from in her past. So, do you keep pressing, or do you just move on and go to the next topic, really? And I think I pressed on. That cost me 20 points of investigative ability. So, that was the wrong way to go. But in the end, I finally got to a good point where I got like 8 questions asked, 90% efficiency, and it was a pretty good interrogation. So you can go back, well, at least in this first part, you can go back and see if you can get 100, and I can see if I can get all the information I can. Because if this is the way it's going to go, I'm going to have to backtrack, go back, look at notes, see what I've discovered, what I found, and see if I can apply that to the investigation.
I saw where this is on PC and on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Could be on the consoles as well, but I know I saw it for the Switch.
Chicken Police.
If anybody is interested in Chicken Police.
Yeah. I'm playing it on PS4, so it's on.
It is on the PlayStation. Okay, it's on PlayStation, so it must be on the consoles. It's on all consoles, and it's on Steam as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to dip your toe in the world of Chicken Police, then go right ahead. Super Game Sniper also brings up that Detroit Become Human. I haven't played that, but it's a lot like, I remember it in the dialogue situation. I remember that in Mass Effect most of all.
Mm-hmm.
but also in, oh man, there was another one, and I can't remember. It may have been
Heavy Rain.
It may have been Heavy Rain. I don't remember.
Or Beyond Two Souls, something like that.
It could have been one of those. I don't remember, but I do remember it being the case in Mass Effect, where you would pick a dialogue option that gave you a sense of here's what he or she's going to say.
Yeah.
But you really can't get the tone and some of the way that it's, and I'm sure that the character reactions are based on you just clicking that regardless of what they said. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it comes off as no, I wasn't either being that harsh or I wanted to be more harsh than that, and you're not enough type of thing. It's always tough with this stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of find that something that appeases the player. At the same time, the dialogue in question is obviously moving the story forward regardless. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if the character is rude or sounds rude or has a tone of rudeness or a tone of, if it's a tone that's completely different from what you thought it would be, you picked this dialogue choice and this is what you're going to get. If it's the good dialogue choice, then you're going to continue to go down that good path, regardless of context, regardless of tone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you go too hard on this in this first interrogation, she's going to start holding information too close to the vest. And she's kind of going to be kind of reluctant to give up anything. Yeah. So you got to. It's just the right timing, really.
Yeah, I would say I would say the Telltale games as well. Rapscallion says the Telltale games do that sometimes too. I was going to say yes on the Telltale games, and they do. You're exactly right, they do. But what we found out, at least through, I know, Walking Dead Season 1, and maybe a few of the others that weren't Walking Dead that were, something else outside of that, it rarely mattered. We figured out, now a game like Heavy Rain's a little different, maybe even Detroit Become Human, different as well, haven't played that one, but Telltale, what we found out was you got to the same place at the end of that game as everybody else did.
I think the only Telltale game I played was A Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
And it was like the only really difference was like when you decided to go or pick a certain option that things changed really. But it always ended up some roundabout way back to the same spot. Yeah.
You always made it to the same place that every single player made at the same thing. You just picked one of the binary options, be it column A or column B, whatever it might have been. And that was the same way with Walking Dead for that as well. Heavy Rain, as we all know, because even Matt in the Discord there, we all had a discussion, long discussion about Heavy Rain. It was all different. We got somewhat to the same ending, but some of us had different ways of getting there. Yeah. People who were living, people who were dead, situations that ended up different. And we already know that Detroit completely has that whole branching tree path thing.
Yeah, depending on what you find, who you talk to, what you say, and when you say it, things like that. Yeah, I think
it even shows you.
Yeah, but the Telltale games always got you to, and I mean I agree. You did have some dialogue options that, that didn't sound like the way I thought it was going to sound, but it didn't matter in the Telltale games as much, and it probably doesn't necessarily matter in some of the larger games like Mass Effect. Maybe so in like Heavy Rain and stuff like that, but. And maybe again in Mass Effect as well. I know that we dissected the Telltale games enough to know that it didn't matter what you said. You could have gone just be a piece of dirt to those people, and you're still going to get to the same thing that everybody else got, and you're making the choice at the end of column A, column B. Yeah. That's it. It's kind of like Beyond Two Souls. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Did not matter what you did, because when you got there, you had take the left, take the right.
Yeah, choice A, choice B at the end. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
I didn't. That was the least.
It was mine too.
One.
It was mine too, and it was probably their most given the actors they had to pay. Probably their most expensive. From what they had to pay for, but yeah, I understand that about the dialogue stuff. What else? Anything else?
No, that's pretty much maybe a little bit of Streets of Rage 4. I think I played a little bit of the Mr. X's Nightmare DLC.
I was going to say Streets of Rage 4 the developers got purchased.
Dotemu got purchased by someone? Okay.
They got bought. Not in a bad way. It was more of a sense of, this, they're going to bring them in. And I can't remember who it was. It was not Sega.
Of course not.
Who was that?
Is it in the show notes? We got.
I thought it was, but I may not have used it. I'm not sure. There's so many show notes that we've got here. So, but yeah, we may not have used. Hey, Matt.
Hello.
What have you played?
Last night I tried my hand at Phasmophobia.
Okay. That's
In
the one
VR?
where you're hunting Oh, VR. Okay.
Yeah, it's a VR ghost hunting.
Did you play it by yourself?
No, I played it with another person, one of Kevin's friends,
Okay.
and I think the direct quote was "Nope, nope, 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 nope" as I run out the door.
Yeah, no. I do that just watching people play that game. It's like a nope for me.
As I'm screaming that the ghost is coming right towards me. There he is, and then like I see hands coming around, and then I'm dead. And then the guy I was playing with, he's like, wait, what happened? And when you're dead, you can't talk to him, so he's freaking out.
Oh, that's
it was
right.
fun.
Yeah, and you can. That's a 2-player thing, right? Not any more than 2, right?
Oh no, you can have more than 2.
Oh, okay. How many can you have?
I'm not sure, but we're trying to get some more people in on it, just for fun. Let's see. I just gotten off of playing some DCS with Kevin. We're flying the helicopters around.
Is the what was I going to say? Is the 4 Evans 04111 says it was says it's 4.
Okay,
You can play with 4
Okay.
players on that. I haven't hooked up my VR in a long time.
Yeah, it was fun, but it's also kind of nerve-wracking because we don't know what we're doing in it. So, one of the objectives was write in your journal. I'm like, I don't know how to do that, or how do I make sure the ghost doesn't kill me? I don't know because I'm dead.
See, you should stream this.
Yeah,
You really should. Whoever you're, when you guys do this, you and Kevin, when you guys get in there, you guys should stream.
We all should be streaming, actually.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch me play Destiny over and over again. Nobody wants to hear me talk about Destiny over and over again.
You want to see your reactions to playing Destiny over and over again.
I mean, no, you don't. It's the same reaction I have every time. It's basically just a
Yeah,
completely emotionless face.
Or
Do
a
you have
lot
rage?
of bleep words.
Oh, that's the best part.
Sometimes, yes.
Rage.
There are bleep words.
Yeah.
You're going to get more bleep words out of me from playing the other 2 games that we play.
I've heard Destiny bleep words. Don't let him fool you.
Oh no, yes, of course you have. But you've probably heard more bleep words playing A Plague's Tale, and also Shadow of the Colossus as well,
Yeah, they're new to you, though.
or GTA.
Yeah.
So yeah, new to me in the fact that it's been a long time since I played them, except for Plague Tale. I'm still moving through that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've got like 7 chapters. We got 7 chapters left to go. I think.
So.
Need to
Okay,
burn through
I don't
those.
think I'm that far. I've been playing a little bit of it a while ago, and it was really good.
I had heard that, and I was worried about repetition and everything else, and I'm still kind of a little bit worried about repetition. It is not it really hasn't varied from your the kind of, I suppose, the light combat that it puts you in.
Yeah.
You get different forms of rocks that you can throw with your sling.
Yeah.
And so they added a fire element to it. That's been interesting. I do like to figure out how to get from point A to point B without getting spotted, although there's a lot of times where you can get from point A to point B regardless of being spotted, and as long as you can make it to the cutscene, you're fine.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're also a little girl with her brother instead of like Corvo, or like a battle-hardened warrior. You're just.
Oh,
trying
I know.
to
Yeah.
escape.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it. Again, it's not too bad. It, like I said, it gets a little repetitive because it's sneak past soldiers, get past rats. Sneak past soldiers, get past rats. Sneak past soldiers, get past rats. For the most part, that seems to be the pattern that it throws you in. And there was a section we had not too long ago. We were at a castle. I don't know how far you're in it, Matt, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Kind of still, I guess, in the beginning when the rats are still a thing, where the priest went into, I guess, a catacomb. The rats just like devoured them.
Okay.
And then I was sneaking through some other place.
No, I know what you're talking about. But there was a section where it turned into a very big environmental puzzle, which was fine. I enjoyed that. It did involve rats. It didn't involve you sneaking around, but it involved it got very environmental puzzle-esque very fast. The way the camera angle was, where you could see an overall picture, and the way you could move things around to either guide the rats to this area, guide the rats to this area, so that you could make space, so your other teammates could come through and do all this other stuff. So I kind of enjoyed that. That was a nice break from it, and I was pleased to see. So, yeah, I can't remember where I left off now. It may have been at that castle. I'm not sure. No, I moved on. I remember I moved on from there. Because, yeah, we gathered supplies and then we headed out, I think. So I think that's where I'm at. Let's see, if you played Phasm. What else did you play?
Also playing with Kevin, Far Cry New Dawn.
Okay. The co-op side of things?
Yeah.
Man, you should be streaming all the time, dude. As much as you're playing these games, stream it. So people can see it and listen to you get scared. It's the fun part of playing horror games. Getting scared at them. As for me, it was just it was Destiny, and it was the other two that I mentioned, Plague Tale and Shadow of the Colossus. Got 3 more Colossi to take down, and that'll be it for that one. So, I'm doing the remake. I never played through that. I've still technically only played this game one time. I'm on my second playthrough from way back in 2013, I think is when it released. 2013, 2014, I think is when it came out. So,
Has it been that long?
It has. It has been that long. And yeah, so I haven't played. This is the second time I've ever played the game in general. So, enjoying it. All right, and Wendy, what did you play?
Well, thank you for asking me.
Did you play anything?
No, I was going to say, I have to say I've been rather lazy, but I have enjoyed watching you play.
Okay.
Shadow of the Colossus and...
it's always fun.
The rats.
Yep. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
The rats.
The rats.
What I've enjoyed about Shadow of the Colossus is...
Goodness, 2005?
Really?
Shadow of the Colossus initial release date, October 18th, 2005.
October 18th. I knew it released on my birthday.
Wow.
PlayStation 2, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2005 then. That's the last time I played. I don't know why I thought 2013, but yeah, that's the last time I played it. Was 2005. I'm now playing. I bought the remaster, remake, whatever this is, when it released, and I think I popped it on and looked at it, and I was like, "Ooh, it's pretty," and I never played it. And so now I'm just getting around to doing that. Ooh, yeah, Rapscallion brings up a good point. Pray of the gods, or pray to the gods. It was something like that. Is that finally released? Because I only ever saw that game pop up at all my conventions that I would go to. PAX South, PAX Seattle. Those are the only times I saw that game. But I knew it was it is an homage to Shadow of the Colossus, where you fight nothing. It's nothing but boss. There's traversal and boss battles. That is it. So I did not know that was out. It was on Steam Early Access. I got to look that up. Thank you, Rapscallion. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, Matt, you going to hang out there with us?
Yeah, for a little bit, then I gotta start heading out for making dinner.
Okay. Well, hang on, and when we come back, we will have more of in-game chat here in just a little bit. This is music from a game called Eldest Scrolls, or Souls. No, Eldest Souls.
Close.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I was thinking of Elder Scrolls, and then it was Eldest Scrolls. Like, oh, these are older than the other ones. Those are elder. These are eldest. No, this is Eldest Souls. It's called Scavenger Hound. We'll be back with more of in-game chat right after this. When he clicks a button.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1.
That was weird.
News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'll fix it. This is music from The Ascent, which recently released. It's called Synthetic Spirit. We'll be back with more of in-game chat after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Rapscallion got it correct in the chat room. This is music from Death's Door, which just released, I want to say, not last week. It was a week before last is when that released. So, you're up one, Rapscallion, for guessing the title of the song before I talk about it. There's Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Chris. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
What's going on, y'all?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Completely forgot about y'all last weekend. I was doing this and that and realized it was after 6 o'clock. Holy cow, I missed the whole entire show, but, oh well.
No worries, man. No worries.
Anyway, but I've been playing the Living Stew out of 7 Days to Die on the PlayStation 4, the old Telltale published version of that one. With my buddy and all, we've been playing through it quite a bit, and I got my hook. It's hook sunk into me again.
I have never played it.
You probably wouldn't like it. It's, as a zombie survival, you got to keep up with food and water, and it's very complicated, and maintenance, task oriented and everything. But you might not. But
no, it's not. But is that the one?
Is it a lot of micromanaging?
Well, not just micromanagement. Isn't that the one where one player is like the killer and the other players are the people trying to get away? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, that was something else. It's kind of like zombie survival mixed in with the graphics of like Minecraft.
Yeah, no, haven't played that.
It sounds like you're describing something like The Last Guy or something.
No, not The Last Guy. It's the same concept they were using in Friday the 13th, the game, but there's also another game where they use that concept as well. And I thought it was 7 Days to Die, but it may not be.
Dead by Daylight?
That may be it. Is that the one that puts all the different... It's got... they put in Michael Myers. They put in... oh, God, who else did they put in?
All I remember was a tall girl with the bunny ears.
The ghost face with Scream.
Resident Evil.
Is it Resident Evil? No, that's not the one.
I think they had Resident Evil in there.
They may have. They may have. I don't know. I'm not sure. That may be the one I'm thinking. Dead by Daylight is probably the one I'm thinking about. So
I thought it was Pyramid Head. Maybe Pyramid Head.
I think he's also in there as well. Yeah, they threw a bunch in there for the killer to go around and do what they got to do.
Horror movie all stars, basically.
Yeah, essentially. Yes, that was basically it. So, what else you playing, Chris?
Oh, not much. Been hooked on that for the last couple of weeks, so we've been playing that and working on our base and everything and building it up. But yeah, it's scavenged for all these different supplies. It's a base builder and kind of like Fallout, but zombies and with the graphics of Minecraft is basically what it is. But yeah, it's even still in I think Alpha 19 on PC. But they still haven't released the game. It's been in alpha for the last 10 or 15 years. It's been like that in a long time. But they're still working on it.
This game's been in alpha for how long?
At least 10 years or more.
7 Days to Die has been in.
It's been a lot of these things take a while.
Goodness.
Yes, they do.
Well, it makes me ask, what's the longest running, still working on it, early game out there? Because 10 years. Okay, we got 10 years, 10 to 10 years for 7 Days to Die.
I mean, you could probably
maybe even more than that they've been working on it, but it's been at least 10 years or more.
I know Star Citizen has been in progress for a long time, and will probably continue to be in development for a very long time. Still making tons of money while they're in development, just unreal. I think there's a couple that have been there for just a very long time, in early access, and then finally get released out of early access. One of the things we had in our news here today was about the Kerbal Space Program. The development upon it has finally stopped after more than 10 years. They finally stopped the development on it. So, yeah. Well, Chris, thanks so much for calling, man.
All right, y'all have a good afternoon.
You too.
Hey, take care now.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. You want to get in? Give us a call, 334-272-9228, or join us in our Discord chat room and give us a shot.
I never thought I'd see when it's like our 10-year anniversary, but it's still in early access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens.
Anniversary edition.
Which doesn't, by the way, early access doesn't necessarily mean that anything's wrong with the game. It just, I think it gives developers a little bit more freedom to mess around with it before they actually put it out there. And
it's anonymized early access was just unfinished, not fully done yet, but there's enough of it you can play. It's just not completely
easily,
done
yeah.
yet.
I mean, I think the game has to be obviously playable before they can put that up there.
Just
and in a nice, I would say even a stable state, in some ways, needs to be there as well. But I think it probably gives them, once the thing is released, they may have not as much leeway with how they can update their game. I mean, they can update it obviously, but as long as it's in early access, the updates probably come a lot quicker than what it would be if they actually released it. Probably would have to go to some kind of certification check or something. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I also imagine there's probably some sort of monetization that helps when you're in early access before you put it out to the world. So who knows? I don't develop games, so I don't know. I'm just thinking. What are we going to talk about? I mean, we'll save the latest in our Activision Blizzard situation for a little bit later. There's plenty to update.
That's a chunk of the notes too. I just saw.
There's so much more. They're getting more lawsuits. They're losing people left and right, as honestly they should. People should be getting out of there. They're losing sponsorships.
Yeah.
So now it's hitting them where it hurts. Yeah. Unfortunately, it should have hit them where it hurts when it was the employees, but nope. Yeah, they're hitting them where it hurts when it comes to their sponsorship.
Yeah, you don't. You can't fire me. I quit. Yeah, quit before the big things happen.
Well, yeah.
That's what I mean. While I was away, I mean, when I came back, and I was like, there was these little blips here and there, and it's like this person leaves, that person leaves, and I'm like, oh. And I was asking you during the break, is it safe to say Rat's leaving the sinking ship yet? And it's like, it's kind of iffy right now. It's just early. It's early right now, but people are leaving.
Some of the upper management folks have left.
Yeah.
And that's I'm curious because I think there's at least 2, maybe 3 lawsuits going on right now, one by the state of California itself. And I'm thinking that's the one that are getting a lot of people to, hey, time for me to get out of this. Not because they're going to get away from anything, but more than likely it's a situation where, this has already been exposed. It's time for me to leave because the worst is yet to come.
Yeah.
Type of situation. So
it's just the tip of the iceberg.
I might as well get out of this because this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Of the people that I've seen leave of the upper management, none of them were leaving in a manner of, I'm embarrassed by what the company did and I am going to find another job. It's more of, I let this happen and it's time for me to leave this company type of thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a sense of responsibility that it fell on them for not doing anything and they let it get away with and everything else. Not on a sense of, this ship is sinking and I need to bail. It was more of, my life's about to have a hard time. Yeah. And so
time to go nodding.
And it's likely going to come to my release anyway. Let me do this now. Like giving them a choice: resign or get fired. Which one do you want to do? Resign, keep your benefits, or get fired because this is what has to happen. So it's the cleaning house part.
Yeah.
One way or the other, you're going to the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And we'll get into that as well. Again, also, oh man, another one. So this whole thing with Activision and Blizzard had the folks at Ubisoft speak up, which they had already spoken up before. It just was like, okay, we have another chance to turn on our flashlight on this stuff and expose it. Let's go ahead and do it. We tried to do it once and barely a thing happened, so let's do it again. So there's movement in that regard. Then it was, what was the name of the, that's the old news. Let me find the news. Who is it? And what's the name of that? The guy who runs the studio that did Gone Home.
Oh.
Fulbright, that's the name. Fulbright Studios. The co-founder of that studio, Steve Gaynor, has left his position as creative lead and manager on their latest game, Open Roads, following allegations he fostered a toxic work environment. Earlier on this day, which was August the 4th, Open Roads' Twitter account posted the following message saying only that we are fervent believers in fostering a work environment that is healthy and collaborative, and that Gaynor had stepped back from his role as creative lead and manager. So that's what we know so far. The report also says that 10 of the 12 employees who have left have been women, and that Gaynor had actually left his role back in March after it became clear that the steps that were already being taken to improve his interactions with the team were only yielding temporary results. One former employee in a leadership position told Polygon that working for him often felt like working for a high school mean girl. His go-to weapon was to laugh at people's opinions and embarrass them in front of other people.
Well, that's just not cool.
No. Gaynor issued a statement later that evening. Earlier this year, I stepped back from my role as creative lead on Open Roads. My leadership style was hurtful to people that worked at Fulbright, and for that I truly apologize. Stepping back has given me space and perspective to see how my role needs to change and how I need to learn and improve as part of a team, including working with an expert management consultant and rethinking my relationship to the work at Fulbright. I care deeply about Open Roads and the Fulbright team. I'm sad to have stepped back from day-to-day development of the game, but it's been the right thing to do. The Open Roads team has my full faith and support. So,
who wrote that for him?
Well, yeah. I would imagine him and his lawyer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Fulbright didn't step in for him to write that. They have nothing to do with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah,
Mean Girls environment? Okay.
You turn on the light, and I would say the roaches scatter, but in this case, the roaches are exposed. And that seems to be what continues to happen. So, are you at all? Well, I guess you're not, Matt. I know you're in the VR stuff, but that whole PlayStation VR upgrade that they're doing for the PS5.
I still don't have a PS5. So.
Right, you don't even have a PS5. And this thing may be compatible with both PS5 and PS4, but regardless, you're sitting pretty at your PC. I don't know why you would even look to get that. You put in a pre-order on the Steam Deck, didn't you?
I did, and I looked at my date, and it says first quarter next year.
Okay, I think mine's second quarter next year. But I don't know that I'm going to. I don't know that I'm going to keep that pre-order.
Well, I mean, I guess a good thing with that is I get mine in and come to the show, and you can see it and see if it's something you want to keep. That's
true. That is very true. And it'll just be in a lot more people's hands for me to figure out if I do want to do something like that. And I don't necessarily know that I do right now. I don't know how it would be any sort of benefit to me at the moment.
Can I move the PS5? It's still not enough on there to merit me getting one.
I'm actually glad I got the PS5 and the Series X. I really like them. I'm glad I have them. I'm glad I have them so that, when something does make it over there, regardless of how it gets there, I've got it. Or I can play what I've got in a little bit better resolution, I suppose. But, glad I have it. So, somebody mentioned in chat room that Back 4 Blood, a lot of streamers were playing the Back 4 Blood beta. Did any of you get into that?
Didn't get into it. I saw it though.
I saw the advertisements on PS4. I did see that, but it's just never gotten to Left 4 Dead. I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah, I'll put some time into it tomorrow. I picked up a beta key.
Yeah.
Some place was just giving out beta keys, and I was able to snag one. But it's only on PC, so I'll take a look at it, and that's fine. It doesn't matter that it's only on PC. I downloaded it today, and I'll try and play it. I think the beta is only until the 9th, so it's only through Monday. So I'll put some time into it tomorrow.
It's just Left 4 Dead with better features.
It's basically Left 4 Dead.
Anything? I'm trying to see if there's anything that makes it stand out apart from Left 4 Dead. I mean, what different? I think different characters, but
yeah, of course.
What other features makes it stand out from Left 4 Dead?
I don't know. It seems to be Left 4 Dead. This is exactly. I mean, it's basically here's more Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm.
We've changed. We've changed the maps. Do up.
Valve's not doing Left 4 Dead right now.
Right, exactly. They're not doing anything. So what is this? This is Turtle Rock, isn't it? Isn't this originally the guys who did this? So, yeah, I'll give it a shot and I'll play it. And I probably won't be able to compare it to anything other than Left 4 Dead. And playing it, I will tell you, it plays like Left 4 Dead. I could be completely wrong in that, though, because it has been forever since I played Left 4 Dead. And so the overall big picture will be this is exactly like that. But there might be subtle changes that I'm not keen to because it's been forever since I played Left 4 Dead. Yeah, it looks better now, of course, because Left 4 Dead 2 is, God, how old is that game?
Old.
Yeah, that goes back a bit. Thar66 says, yeah, it looks the same, but it's 60 frames per second now, and it looks better.
Let's see.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is what, 360 days?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's going back to the 360 and the PlayStation 3.
I'm on the site. I'm looking at the thing. It says extreme replayability. A new roguelike card system creates different experiences with each playthrough. You can jump right into the action by choosing a pre-made deck or dive into Back 4 Blood's vast customization to make your own. The choice is yours. Let's see. The game features a dynamic game director which constantly adjusts to players' actions, ensuring exciting fights, extreme gameplay diversity, and tougher legions of Ridden, including mutated boss types up to 20 feet tall. No playthrough is the same, from changing environments and hazards to enemy types and placements, allowing you to replay countless times with your friends or solo.
And it is Turtle Rock Studios.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different characters to pick from. Was it 4 in Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah.
Was there any variations between them? Really?
I didn't think so.
Okay.
There probably was, or some. I mean, other than the personality of the character that you're playing, but I don't think there was anything like, oh, you're the tank, you're the healer, you're the. Yeah. I don't think there was really anything like that. They did. I forgot. Turtle Rock also did Evolve.
That's right. Okay.
That had classes.
That had classes in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Back 4 Blood may incorporate some of that. I don't know.
Making some elements from Evolve in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do this, but not this. But that's why you need this person to help you out on that. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. Just looking at some of the news here. Take-Two is going to be announcing a new game soon. Why is that a big deal? Take-Two usually has... Which usually... I don't know. Don't they publish Rockstar games? Or some Rockstar games or something? I think. Or am I... Or is that... Wait a second. Okay. Huh. So the headline on this says, Take-Two confirms it's announcing a new game soon. Then it starts off with, 2K is getting ready to announce a new game. Oh, the parent company Take-Two, and mentioned that 2K will have a new franchise to unveil this month. Get your headline right, man. Don't sit there and say Take-Two confirms it's announcing a new game. Just say 2K is announcing a new game franchise. That's what you need to say. Oh, I do. Hey, Rapscallion's in Discord now. Hey, man.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
Howdy, howdy.
Where are you joining? We know where Matt's at. And where are you from?
I am in the local area. I actually listen to 93.1 almost every day to and from work.
Oh, okay.
And, I've tuned into your guys' show off and on for the past few years, but I've never actually hopped in chat or talked with you guys. So,
well, it's great to meet you. What do you play?
Welcome.
So I am what you would call a huge Halo nerd, and I know you're really big into Destiny.
Well, you should be happy then. With did you get into the multiplayer thing that was going on recently?
I did. Yeah, I was actually going to ask you if you got in, but yeah, I did get to play it over the past weekend.
Good. Well, if you can hang out there, I would love to talk to you about it when we come back from our break here. You got time?
Yes, sir.
All right, Matt, you going to hang around? You got to go make dinner? What's going on?
I'm going to go start cooking dinner.
All right, dude. Well, it's always good hearing from you, and join back in next week. Hopefully we can get Kevin in here. He mentioned he was going to get in here, but he said there's some storms in his area, so may not be able to get him on. I had this next bit of music I had for him specifically to play, and it was from Il-2 Sturmovik.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
Because I know he enjoyed playing that. And so I was going to get him some music here, but...
I couldn't take off in that game.
Oh, I know. I was telling Wendy about that the other day when I was showing her what that is. I was like, well, it's a combat game. It's an air combat game, but it's sim. So...
There's realism involved. It's like if you put too much speed in that engine,
there's a whole lot of realism
it's
involved.
going to blow out. And yeah, that's why I like dive bombed on the runway.
It was more of a crash simulator.
It really was.
Crash simulator. Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
that sounds like my kind of.
Yeah, it
game.
really was. I mean, if you could even get into the air. If you got into the air, it became a crash simulator. Otherwise, it became a takeoff attempt simulator.
Yeah, takeoff attempt is the
Basically,
keyword.
is
Attempt.
what it was.
And when I finally did get in the air, going upside down, you may as well hang it up, hit reset, because you're not going to go anywhere.
Well, Matt, take care, man. I'll see you online, and we'll talk again soon.
All right.
All right. And Rapscallion, hang out there for a bit. We'll be coming right back. Here is music from Il-2 Sturmovik. It's the march from that game. And we'll be right back with Morning Game Chat after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. I'm not seeing any guesses on what this might be. Rapscallion, you want to take a shot at what you're listening to here? Do you know?
Got to turn up the volume. Let me see here.
No idea.
I
have no idea. I would say Dark Souls, but I'm pretty sure that's not it.
No, it's something that came out.
This is too happy for Dark Souls. No,
it's a little too happy for Dark Souls.
This sounds like something like an Uncharted. I had an Indiana Jones type feel listening to this.
I haven't played the game, so I don't know. It's called The Forgotten City. And it released like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
It released like 2 weeks ago, I think.
The Forgotten City.
Yep.
I've never even heard of it.
Or Assassin's Creed, something like
I know.
Forgotten City. Mystery. Okay, let's see. Forgotten City.
Now, it's not I don't think it's the one. Oh, that's the Sunken City. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's see. Travel 2,000 years into the past and relive the final days of a cursed Roman city, where if one person sins, everyone dies. Well, you're screwed. Unravel the mystery at the city's heart by exploiting its deadly time loop, questioning locals, exploring and solving puzzles. The fate of the city is in your hands. No. One person sins, everyone dies. You're done.
Yeah.
You're already done.
Really? Okay, Thar says it used to be a Skyrim mod. You needed Skyrim to play it on PC. I had no idea. I love when mods turn into real things. So it usually means they're really pretty good. All right, Rapscallion, you mentioned that you are a huge Halo fan, and you got into the... it wasn't really a beta, was it? It was a stress test type thing? What was it?
Yeah, so they called it a technical test, and they actually put out a blog ahead of time kind of saying it's past an alpha, but not quite a beta in terms of the offerings that they had there on the table. And I guess the build that they actually had us play was about 2 months old, compared to what they're actually working on at the studio currently. So, but yeah, it's kind of somewhere between an alpha and a beta is what it was.
Where did you play on? Where did you experience it?
So I played it on a Series X. Okay. I had it for the PC and the Series X, but I heard a lot of people were having troubles. Like there was a lot of like frame rate issues and just general jankiness, if you will, on the PC version. So yeah, I pretty much played on the Series X and the One X for a couple of games just to kind of get a little bit of a comparison.
That's cool. Where is it you're gonna, when you get this, where are you gonna get it at? You're gonna get it on console? You're gonna get it on PC? Well, actually, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, I have Game Pass, so I'm probably gonna get it on both.
You're fine, yeah.
Yeah, I have a Series X, and then I'm also currently building a PC right now, specifically for Infinite. Really, I'm just missing the GPU at this point, so I'll.
You bring up something that I'd love to bring up, because we had a question that was sent to me on Tuesday. I was already asleep. It's from a guy by the name of Mike, and he listens to the show on Saturday. He says, I'd just like to have some input about a program and a computer. The only, and I mean only, computer game that I enjoy is Flight Simulator. You a Flight Sim guy, Rapscallion?
I tried Flight Simulator on PC. I know it came out on the console here recently, but yeah, I don't know. I definitely like the more arcadey experience as opposed to the more realistic like Flight Simulator is.
He says, my old computer in HD crashed, or hard drive crashed, and now I need to upgrade to a new one. I would like your recommendation about what line of computer, processor, graphics, and SSD space needed to play the Steam version. I don't want to be borderline cheap, but neither do I want to be in the Donald J. Trump budget. Also, I trust your expertise. So I didn't respond because I wanted to get multiple takes on this, and probably should have when Matt was on, because I know he does the Flight Sim stuff. But recommending PC components for gaming is still probably going to fall under that line for Flight Sim. You just might need to buff it up a bit if you want some really good-looking visuals while you're playing. As far as the SSD stuff goes, if you're putting together a PC again, see, and I should find out from Mike if he's going to build his own or if he's going to buy a pre-built. So I will tell you, Mike, if you're listening, if you're going to build your own, go to PCPartPicker.com and start building from there. Get a newer processor, and I don't necessarily mean like newer in the sense of just recently released, but
it doesn't have to be top of the line, just something that will function well for you for an extended amount of time.
Something that was either released last year or maybe even the year before.
Yeah, you
should be fine. Thar66 says, look, if you want to hit the recommended specs on this thing, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and I don't think you want to hit the recommended specs on this. Getting a graphics card is going to be your biggest problem. That is going to be your biggest problem, Mike, is getting a graphics card to run this thing. Now, if you're buying a pre-built, maybe not. Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to say a lot of the pre-builts that you can get nowadays actually have the 3000 series GPUs actually built into them.
They just don't stay in stock, though, because of that reason. Mm-hmm. The ones that do come with your 3080s, your 3080 Ti's, your 3090s, even some of your 3070s get snatched up, because what they'll do is they'll just take the card out of them and then they'll sell the other parts off.
Yep.
To make back what they spent on it. Because if it's available, people are buying it up, regardless if it comes in a pre-built or not. They are buying it up. So it's going to be tough to get a pre-built. Regardless, if you're going pre-built or if you're going home build, you're going to need your SSD should be, go with an NVMe if you could, SSD, because those are very fast. But those don't come in very big quantities as far as space available. Usually 1 to 2 terabytes is in the ballpark of what you want to spend. But definitely get one of those, and then get an SSD that is 2 to 3 terabytes. 2 terabyte SSD drive, you're going to get a pretty good price on. The NVMe is just really fast. I don't know if you want to play your game on that one. I don't think you can load your game on that one. It's going to eat up a whole lot of that space and that speed as well. But for something to put your operating system on, it's real good because it's very, very fast. But I would, if you're going to get 2 drives, get an NVMe, at least something like that, just to run your operating system, and then get an SSD that's like 2 terabytes, and then you can hook that up.
Then it has to be too big, do it. The NVMe doesn't have to be too big. Just
for the operating system. If all he's doing is flight sim, I would say even just skip the NVMe.
Yeah.
Or get that, put your operating system on it, and also put your game on it. If that's all you're doing, there you go. But I would say get another hard drive as well, just so that you have more space than just that for whatever you might be doing.
Yeah, because when you were telling me about building my PC, it was getting the fastest drive you got. That's where you put your operating system on. It doesn't have to be too big because your spare drives are going to handle any excess space that you've got.
Yeah.
And I've always had 2 or 3 extra drives in mine because I really don't. Because when I've experienced being short on space, I said never again. So I started ever since that point. I've been putting as much space as I could on those things. But having your fastest drive hold your operating system is what that's the advice you told me.
And that's exactly what I did with mine, was put my operating system on my fastest drive, and then I have a number of different hard drives. Get a good power supply. I would go with a 750 or 850 if you can. Get a good power supply. Again, though, your graphics card is going to be the toughest thing for you to get. Get good RAM. Get fast RAM. Get a lot of RAM. I would go 32. You probably only need 16, but. And I haven't dipped my toe into Flight Sim to know how bad it's going to be because I don't have a graphics card to run it yet, or at least run it at the way I want to experience it. But yeah, I don't know if that thing's RAM heavy or not. I don't know. Look at it and see. If you can find a 32 close to a 16 price, then I would go for it. I would go for it. So
that's the beauty of PC Part Picker. All the prices and stuff they'll show on that place. And
again, PC Part Picker is what I recommend when you're building a new machine, especially if you are building a new machine. That's the best place to go.
What goes together and what doesn't, especially.
Well,
helpful.
Not only the comparisons, and I want to explain what PC Part Picker does. Not only the comparisons that they do, so that you're buying the right stuff, so that you don't put a CPU on the wrong socket of a motherboard.
Right.
That, hey, your motherboard is not going to accept this PC, the CPU or this RAM. It's not going to work on this thing. So, there's that. And the fact that it will show you prices over a number of different retailers. Newegg, Amazon, Best Buy. Oh, God, just you name it. If it's got a price for it, it'll show you whatever the lowest is for that, and that's where you can pick from. You can actually set price alerts. So you can build your PC wish list in PC Part Picker. Create an account, build your PC there. It will give you alerts when certain parts drop, price or go on sale or something like that. So you'll know, ooh, now's the time to get it that way. So, Nabokov posted a video in our Discord. I'm going to send that over to Mike later on and let him take a look at it. So it does make it easier. It doesn't make it easier to get the items.
No, it doesn't.
Because it doesn't matter if you put a graphics card in there, it's just going to be tough to do. So, there you go, Mike. I hope that helped in building a PC for your flight sim stuff. You specifically picked a game that is very intense on all parts of your PC.
Yeah,
it needs the RAM. It needs the graphics card. It needs the CPU power and the GPU power.
On PC Part Picker, isn't there also you can kind of specify what game you're wanting to run, and you can see builds that other people have done?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never really built a PC for one thing.
I know their build build comparisons on PC Part Picker, like this is what someone built, and you can look at that and see everything like that. But I've never seen it to be game specific. I haven't seen that.
They could have implemented that. I don't know. It's been a while since I've used it.
It's been a while since I've been there as well.
And it's also been a while since I've really explored it. I knew how it worked, and so I just went directly to how, to picking my parts like you're supposed to. They may have a section there where you can type in a game and it'll say, okay, here's what you need for bare bones, here's what you need for medium, here's what you need for recommended, whatever the case may be.
Full out,
So it's a great resource. I invite everybody to go there. If you're going to be building a PC, it's going to help you out. PC Part Picker. So
there was something about intensity of Flight Simulator. I'm trying to think of a game that took a lot of resources as well. What was it, Crisis 2? That took a lot of resources?
Crisis of all kinds. Crisis 2. Didn't matter. That was always the thing. Can it run Crisis?
Yeah.
I think
someone said you needed a PC that could run something at NASA to even run that game properly.
Yeah, even then it was not necessarily a thing there. So, what did you, Rapscallion? Go back to the Halo thing. What did you know? What's the difference here between the Halo multiplayer that you played before and the Halo multiplayer you're playing with Infinite?
Well, so I guess we'll go from Halo 5, which I guess is technically the latest release, if we're not counting the PC releases of MCC and all the updates that's gotten.
Right, yeah.
But with Halo 5, you had all of the, I guess, your built-in Spartan abilities like thrust, ground pound, the shoulder bash. You basically had all these different movements that you could do just with your Spartan character from the get-go. With Infinite, they've kind of done a mix of Halo 5, but they've toned the Spartan abilities down quite a bit, where now all you actually have is sprint, slide, and clamber, so you can actually jump up and grab ledges, but you don't have like the thruster and the ground pound, things like that.
You don't have those little perks that would come with it from, you got this many kills, so now you got a perk, or whatever the case may be. I can't remember. It's been so long since I played any multiplayer Halo.
Well, with Halo 5, it's not like a kill streak type of thing. You pretty much
everybody had it.
Everybody's on the equal playing field. Everybody spawns with the same thing. So, but what they've done in Infinite is they have toned that down. Or, like I said, all you have is sprint, clamber, and slide. But what they've done is they've actually brought back the equipment from Halo 3. So, you think stuff like the bubble shield, the energy drain, things like that, and it's not those specific equipment, but they brought things like that into Infinite. So you have what they call a drop wall, which you can kind of think of as a destructible bubble shield, but it's basically just a thing you throw on the ground, and after about a second, it does like a hologram type of wall that you can shoot through it on your end, but people have to actually shoot through the barriers on the opposite end before you get hit. There's also a grapple hook now, or what they call the Grapple Shot.
Right.
So, but with that stuff, you don't spawn in with that. You have to actually go and actually pick it up off the map, kind of like it's like a power weapon or like a power up, if you will. So you have to basically kind of compete and fight over that kind of stuff. Also, they've actually swapped up the way that power-ups work, like overshield and camo, whereas in really every previous Halo game, as soon as you walk over the power-up, it's automatically applied to you. But this time around in Infinite, it kind of works like the equipment does. So you can walk over it and pick it up, and it essentially goes into your inventory. But then you get to choose whenever you want to actually activate it. So say like you pick up overshield and it's in your pocket, then you find yourself in a fight that you think you're going to lose. You can kind of dip behind a corner, slap on OS, and then jump out with double shields and take out the opposition.
Gotcha. Little power-ups to be used. That's interesting. Okay, so they don't activate. Usually it's Is
there an option like to activate it right now, or just is like?
I would imagine as soon as you pick it up, you can probably, press the button to help out.
Press this button to activate, or press this button to put in your inventory.
Well, still, like I think it sort of sits in like a third slot that is waiting to be filled.
Right. Yeah, it actually the power ups like camo and overshield actually sit in the same slot as the grapple shot and the drop wall. So there's kind of like you have to choose. So if you have one in your pocket already, you have to drop one in order to gain the other. So
okay.
Okay. So the grapple shot, that's a power-up type of thing?
Yep. So that is a power-up that you can pick up off of the map, and it has a limited number of uses. I believe when you pick it up, you only have 3 uses, and then it kind of burns out. But if somebody actually kills you before you actually use them all up, then you actually drop that on the field, and somebody can pick it up and then use the rest of them.
Gotcha.
I mean, just like a power weapon. And the power-ups actually work the same way. So if you have overshield or camo and you get killed without using it, then the enemy player can actually pick that up for themselves and use it whenever they want to. So that's a huge change from any of the previous Halo games. That's something that's never actually been done before.
Is there another? And I haven't read anything about it, but is there another test coming up, or what's the plan?
So there are supposed to be multiple tests. We don't actually have any, I guess, exact concrete dates as of yet, but they have said that there will be a number of them before the game actually launches this holiday, which we don't actually know when that is.
No, we don't. It's just holiday, and maybe if it doesn't get pushed into like January of next year or something, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so, who knows? Didn't we get a delay? We got a delay for Evil Dead. That got delayed recently into next year. I want to say there's one other game that got delayed as well. I can't remember what it was. But, Splitgate. Yeah. Splitgate is a game I'm curious about because that's like a portal shooter thing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Splitgate is awesome.
I haven't tried it, but the developer got like $10 million from somebody to continue working on the game, and so they're having a good time with it right now, and are putting that money to make it even better. So, I remember the servers were hectic. You couldn't even get in to play it because so many people were playing it, and I think the money that was given to them was to expand that so that their servers would be better for people to join and play. What other news do we have here? PS5, fastest selling PlayStation. You said, Rapscallion, you have an Xbox One X. What about, do you do any of the PlayStation stuff or no?
I do. I pretty much play on everything. I got the PC, Switch, the Series X. I don't have a PS5 as of right now, but I do have the PS4. So as soon as I can get my hands on a PS5, I do plan on getting that.
What what are your PC specs?
Oh, you would ask me that. I don't have it off the top of my head. I'd have to actually look up my.
Do you know what you're running on a processor?
The processor, I believe, is a 5900X, or no, excuse me, the 3900X is the one I got.
Okay, so AMD.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's that, and then what do you have for? You got NVIDIA or AMD on the graphics as well?
I plan on getting at least a 3070.
What are you currently running right now? Do you know?
Well, right now I'm actually running a pre-built that I got from Best Buy like 4 years ago, so I actually don't know. It's AMD based, but I don't know the exact model. Gotcha.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get one as well. Not a 3070. Want to get a 3080, and just try every time. Nothing comes around. So it's at this point, it's just this is same old. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't feel disappointing to miss out. It's just we'll try again next time. Again next time. So
just kind of gotten conditioned to disappointment at this point.
Really, I have. And honestly, I probably could have gotten one from that Newegg shuffle they're doing, but I don't like what they do. Newegg's a retailer, an online retailer, and they do this shuffle every day, or at least every weekday, and it's different. That goes into the shuffle. It is sometimes it's the card you want, sometimes it's a different card, sometimes it's a PS5, sometimes it's a Series X. It's always different, but they also come in bundles. So it's never just the one thing you want. It's the one thing you want and a motherboard or a headset or a power supply or I don't know, stupid stuff that you don't need. You only want the card. And then the shuffle is you put your name in there, and then they do a drawing, and if your name comes up, you have the opportunity to buy that bundle. Mm-hmm. I'm just not doing it, man. I'm not because I don't want a bundle. I'm never confident that number one, I'm going to be able to offload the extra stuff,
right.
And number two, offload it in a result that gets me the money back for that specific item at least. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not trying to get the money back to pay for the card itself, but at least to negate that extra cost for this bundle thing. And I'm just not confident that I'd be able to sell it, or get what I need from it.
The reason that they do the bundles is because of exactly what you just said. I guess they're kind of coming at it from a scalper's mentality. And, if they're only doing bundles, then that might deter a scalper from paying the money if they're not 100% sure they're going to be able to recoup what they spent on the bundle. Because that's actually what I had to actually get a bundle for the Series X because of the same exact reason. Because GameStop, for their consoles, for the most part, they are only selling them in bundles for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
So. But, luckily with games, it's a little bit different story than actually computer parts. So, all the games that I wasn't interested in the bundle, I was able to just trade back in for, 75% of the cost. So, but yeah, I think that's the reason why they do that with the bundles.
Well, I've never enjoyed going down the bundle road. The PS5 and the Xbox, those both came from Best Buy. I'm trying for Best Buy on the graphics cards. I'm trying for Amazon on the graphics cards. I don't go down the bundle route. And I've also got both stores, Best Buy and Amazon. I've got banked gift cards worth that will drastically cut down on the cost. Although I don't think I'm going to be fast enough to ever use them. If you get the card, it goes into your cart, and then you got to check out. If you're fooling with let's apply this discount here and this here, it's going to be gone. Mm-hmm. It's got to be a quick click through to get it. So anyway, we're going to take a break here, and then when we come back, we'll try and hit some of this news. There was a lot. There's stuff from last week we didn't get to. There's stuff from this week we haven't talked about. There's all that stuff from Activision. We'll probably just do a rundown of those because it's all bad. It's just all bad. So, yeah, we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat. Right now, I leave you with music from a game called Last Stop. I was interested in it until I actually watched a video about it, and I said, no, this is not the game I want to play. These are from the guys who I want to say did, oh, man. It was a game where you basically spied on people. Not Oxenfree. What was the name of that game? I'll have to look it up. Anyway, this is Keep Going, Don't Stop. We'll be back with more In-Game Chat after this. Oh, it did it again. There it goes. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from a game called Grime. Just Grime, that's all it is. This was another one that kind of looked interesting, and then as I looked into it, I was like, no, not my thing. Not my thing. Hey, we got a call from Leonard during the break, because he thought he knew what I was talking about, and it was a game called Beholder, which takes you to a totalitarian state where you're a landlord appointed by another than the government itself. Your job is to spy on your own tenants, eavesdrop on their conversations, search their belongings, and anything else that you can do to figure out what they're up to. Whether you choose to cooperate with the state or not, you'll have to deal with the consequences. It was not Beholder, but I like that. The game I was thinking of, and I found it in... I basically did a search for game where you spy on people. indie game where you spy on people. That was the key, putting in the word indie. And I got a list of 6 surveillance indie games, Beholder being one of those. Telling Lies from the Her Story folks.
Okay.
That's another one. The one, and Need to Know is another one, and Do Not Feed the Monkeys is another one. But the series is called Orwell. After a series of terrorist attacks rocks the nation, it is up to you, an agent of the surveillance agency Orwell, to spy on ordinary people and drive into their private conversations to uncover who's responsible. Over the course of the game, the information you learn will lead to deeply personal discoveries, and what you choose to tell Orwell will have consequences. So yeah, it's Orwell, keeping an eye on you. And then there is Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. So that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Evans, it's fading out, so that's why the music was still going. So, anyway, Rapscallion, it's been great having you on here, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Gonna hang out in the just every Saturday. Join our Discord, and you can just chime in with what do you normally play? And when you're not playing Halo games, what do you normally play?
Well, Halo is really my go-to, and I guess whenever I'm not playing that, I kind of play stuff in my backlog, like single-player stuff. I've been playing Death's Door here lately, and Dragon Ball Z Fighter, or Dragon Ball Fighter Z, however you say the name of that game. So, I mean, it really just depends. I've also Ni no Kuni on the Switch, Breath of the Wild, Splinter Cell, any and everything, really.
Gotcha. We're going to do a quick rundown of some news here. News that we didn't get to last week when we had James on was I've been keeping not really giving it a side eye, but just keeping an ear out for this Hot Wheels Unleashed game, because it gave me Burnout vibes, not because there was wrecking, but just because it's an arcade racer, and I'm always interested in arcade racers.
That's something like that around one. Some big setup with Hot Wheels racing. It was a vertical, above view racing title with featuring just a bunch of Hot Wheels cars. Really,
this is basically it's just Hot Wheels, but it's an arcade racer with Hot Wheels on the old orange track with the loops and everything else. Anyway, they're putting in a bunch of pop culture cars. Look, it's going to have a DeLorean in it, so I'm going to play it. That's the problem. That's all. That's it. That's basically the gist of it. So that's what's going to happen. And not only the DeLorean, it's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So yeah, I'm going to play it.
Not just any DeLorean,
Yeah, exactly. Even if it was just anyone, I'd still be playing it.
The only one anyone really knows is the Back to the Future one, yeah.
Well, the one in Forza, one of the Forzas had that. Had not the car from the movie, just the car, because it had all types of different cars.
Yeah.
And it had one in there. And you had to play during a lightning storm to get an achievement. And so I played until I got that achievement.
1.21 gigawatts.
That was it. Yep. I rented the game from like GameFly or Blockbuster or whatever it was.
Yep.
Played it, set the time of day to be what it needed to be, and then drove around until it happened, got the achievement, took the game back. That was it. That's all I wanted.
That's awesome.
That's exactly. That's just how I am with that sort of thing. So we got our PS Plus titles for the month of August. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville is one of them. Tennis World 2 is another one. And if you've got a PlayStation 5, you'll get Hunter's Arena Legends, which is just a fantasy battle royale. And even though I picked it up, it is unlikely I will ever play it. Microsoft got the games with gold for the month of August. You're going to get Darksiders 3, Yooka-Laylee, Lost Planet 3, and what is that last one? What is that?
Spell it.
Garou Mark of the Wolves.
Garou Mark of the Wolves, yes. Biting title.
He knows. I knew he would. I was like, that looks very Japanese animation on the front cover. I just have to kind of sound it out. He's going to get it.
Is it the yellow one with the black highlights?
It's yellow, yeah.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
You know what it is. That was from the Xbox 360 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So. The old Neo Geo title, yeah.
That you would know. Yes, you would. If it's Neo Geo, you would know that. PlayStation 5 has become the fastest-selling PlayStation as it hits 10 million sales milestone, and then Microsoft said that Xbox Series X and S are its fastest-selling console ever. I'm sure they provided numbers for this, but it's always funny when one company says we did this very fast, and the other company, well, so did we. Here's ours too, not to be outdone. I don't know. I don't follow that stuff anymore. It's Microsoft, it's Sony. They're going to be fine. I've never. It's just not a thing. Now with Nintendo, or with any of them, I would be interested if they veered off course like Nintendo has. How's the Wii going to do? This is completely different than what most consoles are doing. And then they did the Wii U, and we saw how that kind of didn't work, And now they did the Switch, and that worked. And so it's interesting to watch. It's more interesting to watch what they do than it is to watch what Microsoft and Sony does, as far as what they do with their systems.
Yeah. Nintendo trying something different, so.
And you always go with the one that tries something different because you don't know what's going to happen there. The Steam Deck is another one to kind of keep an eye on and to see. I'm more interested, obviously, in that and its success than I am for any of the others, because I would really like that to succeed so that we get improvements upon it. Yeah, and it's something that sticks around,
and it makes other companies try something different as well.
Or you get competition into the field.
Yeah, what we see with we see the Switch and what it did. Can we make something like that? Yeah, we can. We got some on the plans right now. Well, let's see what we can do with it. There you go.
Let's see. The PS5 actually had a beta, by the way, not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, I would say. And this is the one where people could switch out the NVMe hard drive. You could put your own into it.
Yeah.
It's a beta access while they try this stuff out. I'm not ready to pop out my SSD on my console yet and put in.
Yeah, but that was always the thing with the PlayStation consoles, being able to put your own hard drive in that thing.
And obviously they're getting to that point. Microsoft, I believe, is already at that point, but Sony is getting to that point now as well. Forza Motorsport 7 is going to be pulled from online stores after September 15th. If you're looking for that, we were talking about Annapurna earlier, and they had a game showcase a few weeks back. I'm a fan of these guys, not necessarily as a studio, just as a publisher, because they pick interesting projects. And let's see, they had the Artful Escape was one to look out for. Neon White was another one. That was kind of a card shooter thing. I know it wasn't. A Memoir Blue looked interesting. Storyteller looked really cool. I like Storyteller. That's the one where you get like 3 panels and a bunch of different ways to put your character into those panels to make a comic strip. And they give you checkoffs to do, like make it a tragedy, make it, I don't know, they give you these different sort of ways to make it work. And just from you placing these people into these comic strips, you get the result that you want. Maybe you don't get I don't know. You'd have to watch the trailer to see how it all kind of shapes out. It's interesting. And that was one of the ones that I was interested in. Solar Ash is another one. Looks a lot like what, not Hyperlight Drifter, although it does, that's the same team that made it. No, there was another one that had this movement, and it's also published by Annapurna. And I'm trying to remember. I picked it up over the Black Friday sales, and it's for PS5, and I can't remember what it was, but the movement is very fast. You have a bow and arrow, you slide a lot, and you shoot with the bow and arrow, and I can't remember what it's called.
This is recently?
Last year. It was a launch title. And I can't remember what the name of it was. That's only going to get worse as I get older. I can't remember what the name of this thing used to be.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Outer Wilds is getting an expansion, and the other game that was on my radar was a game called Stray, where you basically play as a cat walking around an amazingly detailed-looking cityscape. It looks, just the environment that you're in looks fantastic from this game. Check out the trailers for Stray and for Solar Ash, and definitely look at the Storyteller. Check out Storyteller for the video game trailer. That was interesting. So, he's got to leave. Oh, he already left. Okay. Yeah, thanks, man. I didn't even hear him leave. It didn't make that little noise. I guess because I was talking over it or something, but I never even heard him leave. As far as the newer news to get to, we talked about Take-Two. What else do we have? The Ascent generated $5 million in first weekend sales, which is Curve's biggest ever opening weekend. I hear the PC part of the Ascent is actually okay to do, but the console versions of the Ascent has not been updated enough to where they've worked out all the kinks on it just yet. Mm-hmm. And there's some pretty big bugs that are going for the console version. Mm-hmm. PC version doesn't seem to have this problem.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned in the chat earlier. Someone mentioned that for all its talk, there's a lot of issues going on with that game.
And there is, from what I've heard. I wanted to try it out because I know it's on Game Pass and I'm curious about it, but when I heard that there were problems with it, so maybe not good. It's Game Pass, so it's going to be there a while, but I don't necessarily know that they're going to be able to get it upgraded to where it needs to be by the time it leaves Game Pass. I really don't know.
Yeah, Fool Plays It said it was for a game that a lot of people are giving good reviews to. He's having a ton of issues with Ascent in co-op, especially. So yeah.
Amazon's New World MMO was delayed again. It's expected late September now. Let's see. Nintendo. What else do we have? There was a Steam Deck hands-on. So there's videos out there now of people who actually have the Steam Deck and have used it and spent some time with it as well. And then we get into the Activision Blizzard stuff. So there's a lot.
And it's all bad.
Yeah. I swear I had some stuff here saying, here's everything that's happened now. But I don't see anything like that. So let's just go over the list. The executive of Activision started blocking employees on Twitter. The president of Blizzard stepped down. Who else left? Blizzard Human Resources Vice President stepped down.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought there was another one. Kellogg's pulled their sponsorship from the Overwatch League because of this. Coca-Cola and State Farm are reconsidering their sponsorships with Overwatch and likely will pull now that Kellogg's is dumped out as well. Yeah. They had a conference call with their investors.
Yep.
And that was not good. Especially considering the way, apparently from the way that Activision Blizzard handled their conference call with their investors, it was more of, it was just rather, don't worry guys, we're still going to make money for you, you know, because that's what the investors wanted to know. So it's still like, so what are you going to do about this lawsuit? What's going to happen here? Don't worry, this is going to work out. We're going to make, this is how much we're going to make off of Call of Duty. Here's what we're going to make from this. Everything, pay no attention. Everything's fine. Which, you know.
But what else are they going to say?
I know.
Yeah. What else are they going to say?
I know.
It's investors that want to know how, if you're going to be making more money for us. That's the bottom line they all want to know.
Yeah. Oof. That was bad. There was an article from Kotaku that talked about if you're a fan, not necessarily of Activision or Blizzard, but maybe you're a fan of those games, you know, what do you do about that?
How do you navigate that?
You know?
Yeah.
So try to put myself not necessarily in their shoes, but like in the mindset of what if this was going on with, you know, I think of the biggest game I play, or at least the game I put the most time in, and that's Destiny. Like if this was happening at Bungie, what would you do about it? Would you continue to play Destiny? I'd like to say no, that I wouldn't. I'd like to say that. I obviously don't know because I'm not put into that situation or whatever. If the context was the same as this, I think I would. I think I would have to just say, okay, I'm going to back away from this for a while. You know, just take a step back from it and not worry about it. It's the only game that they make, so that would be easy to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what I would do in that situation. I mean, I would love to give you 100% that I would do that. I'm just not. I hate to speak on something that I've not been put in the situation of, and to tell you, yeah, 100%, I would totally do that. And then when it happens, be like, well, let me find a way to worm my way around this so I can continue to play or something like that. I don't feel like I would do anything like that, but that's the reason I can't give you 100% on that, because I've never experienced it. I'm very much a person that does that. I can't say for certain on certain things if I've never actually been in the situation, because I just don't know. I didn't know how I was going to react having a heart attack. I couldn't have told you what I would have done. Stupid me just sat there the entire morning and didn't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. Right now, after going through it and telling you if I had that situation happen again, immediately I'm doing something about it, because I've been through that situation, so I can tell you with 100% certainty I'm going to do something about it. Mm-hmm. I probably would have told you the same thing prior to having that heart attack, that, oh yeah, if I felt like that, I would totally do something about it. That's not what happened. Mm-hmm. So this is why I don't give you 100% on these things.
Yeah. Again, it's like I was thinking about that Netflix. Sometimes they put out a really, really bad show.
Yeah.
Something that's really offensive and that ticks a lot of people off.
Oh, really? Okay.
But when you get rid of Netflix for that one show, when you have all the others that you still look at.
Not for a show. If the management
but you see a lot of people doing that. This show made me cancel Netflix. I've seen that all the time. But you were saying about the people that run it?
Yeah. It would have to come from the people that run it for that. If they put out a show, I don't know. I can't give you an example of anything that I don't know. I'm trying to think if I ever. Usually, the only way that happens is when the price increases. Yeah. Like if the prices get out of hand, then it's like, all right, time to bail, time to find a new way to enjoy the streams here. But I don't know.
I guess that's what you're trying to say. It's like, is this a situation that is significantly bad enough to make you drop them cold turkey? You'd like to say that, but
yeah. Well,
you like what you like.
I dropped a certain something because of a similar situation.
Mm-hmm. Cold turkey completely?
Mm-hmm.
And you see yourself not going back to it ever again?
I don't want to, no.
Don't want to, but
I know.
There's the but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, back off for a while, lay low on it, don't show any support on it or anything like that, or still play your game, but still publicly decry what the people behind it did or whatever.
I don't know that. I don't know that I can do that, because you're still supporting them.
You bought a game, yeah. But
yeah. You'd still be supporting them. And again, and I think this is where it comes in.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of people involved whose livelihoods are going to be affected by your boycott of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
People who weren't involved in it whatsoever.
Yeah, you're going to hurt them too. Yeah.
Or even people who are still there and suffered through it.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of based on that. So it's a little hard. I say it's a little bit. Obviously, the severity of the situation would, the context of which would be like, well, that's a hard pass, or like, okay, well, I hope these people are okay or going to be all right or whatever. Mm-hmm. I know at least one person who works for Bungie, and I know what kind of guy he is, and I would hate for something like this to ever happen, because he would not be affected by it, but he would obviously secondhand because he works for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those things to just, if you were, I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know what you're doing. If you were a Blizzard Activision person, are you still playing? I don't know. And if you are, why? If you don't want to quit, why? If you were and then you did, why? Would love to know those answers. Fortunately, I decided to ask questions with 2 minutes left to go in the show, so we can't. We can't get to those. But I want to thank everybody: Rapscallion who joined in there, Matt who joined in, Leonard who called, Chris who called, everybody, Nabokov fan who helped out with the chat room. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. You can be a part of the show every weekend when we're here. Join us on Discord. Join us on Twitch. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you guys have. Who plays pinball? I do, but not lately. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the week. We'll see you next Saturday. Here's music from Eldest Souls, which we tried to play earlier. It's called Scavenger Hound. Goodbye.